Hello. Good morning, everybody. I'm coming at you from not Paris, unfortunately, but Brooklyn, which is still pretty great. I live here, it's my home. So over the last week or so, people have asked me particularly about antique Mart shopping, which is the purpose of this video that I'm making for you today. What the rules are, what the tips are, all that noise. So, if you're, number one, know where you're standing. So I would say that there are unwritten rules. If you're walking into an antique store, even a thrift store, and there are some markets where bargaining is just rude, unless you're buying like some gigantic quantity of things and you really know your stuff. So yeah, skip that. It's just not where you're at. However, there are plenty of antique marts, flea markets, etc., where it's expected, and that's built into their price. So I would say within that rule, know where you are and know who you're dealing with. So I say that there are three categories of vendors to deal with. Number one is the category where things are priced to sell. They're looking for volume. They're looking to make some sales, make the money and get out. Cool. Number two is the category where things are a little finer. Things are quite nice. You can tell when you walk in right away that these are some serious items, seriously good antiques, restored, and they are priced according to what they're really worth. If this is the case, I would say do your research. Know what you're doing before you walk in. Know what things are worth, and that's very important. The third category is the combination of the two, where there's a lot of mid-ranged stuff and people are trying to make out to being worth a hell of a lot more than it is. And that's where being an American tourist is to your detriment, because people think that they can take one advantage of you, get one over. So in this particular instance, well, in all of them, know what your stuff is worth. Number two, it really does help if you're in a different country to learn some of the language. So years ago, I was in Italy at the, there are three leather marts in Florence. One is by far better than the others. And my mother and I walked in speaking Italian and knowing our stuff. The prices were suddenly very different because they were dealing with people who knew the language and knew what they were talking about. Same thing in France. I speak enough French to get by, so I can speak and talk and negotiate, and when my mouth is open, I'm not some American tourist that they feel they can jack the prices up and they feel, oh, well, they're going to buy it because, you know, it's something that they bought in Paris, and no, that's not where I'm at. That being said, if you're dealing with that second category of people who are inflating prices, a lot of the time it's not even worth it. Like so many, I walked into one place looking at books, beautiful stall, interesting books. There was one where I didn't see a price. It was a book on Parisian floor plans. Okay, right up my alley. From the mid to late 1800s floor plan. And the guy went on $1,200 for this book. And give me this story. No. Another place I went to, the woman was selling leathers and sheepskins and rug, that sort of stuff. You know, I saw pretty decent enough sheepskin. Asked her in French, combien ça coûte, madame? Always ask madame, monsieur, they're very into being polite in France. And she wanted 180 for a little sheepskin that was really, that's 180. It was worth 100 here, so why am I paying you double? Anyway, so as far as bargaining, What can you expect? Well, in places where you can bargain, I would say, you can probably, it depends what your time is worth to you. So you can probably easily take 20% off of whatever price they're quoting you, if you're speaking in their language, and getting the price that they're charging people who live there. 20% is probably good. And you shake hands and we're done. Can you probably get 30? I mean, it depends. 30 off. Are you buying more stuff? Are you buying this one thing? Are you nice or this and that? Is it worth the extra time to get that? A lot of times the answer is no. So, if you're asking for something, it's 100 euros. Back of your head, probably can get it for 80. That's probably a good offer. 3 seconds later, you're done. Exchange the money and you leave. If you're buying a bunch of stuff, is it worth 70? Is it worth your time to sit there and bargain and try not to appear rude? Because at any point, they can just walk away. Well, and so can you. But really, just know what it's worth, and it also meaning your time. That being said, look, if you really love something, you can't possibly leave the country without it, take that into account as well. For me, I know what things are worth, I know what things are not worth, I know what my time is worth, so there you go. Buy things you like, that's extremely important. You're not in a business to resell, so you want to look at this in your home all the time and have the memory that you bought here. There's construction here, sorry. Brooklyn in the fall. It's kind of fun. Anyway, when I go different countries, certainly antique shopping is part of what I do, part of what I like. And I think it'd be part of what you like as well. So let me know what you think. Any tips, any ideas, any experiences, throw them in the comments. Happy shopping. Bye.